Yeah, we got over here, pal.
The main event Mafia, I guess, is trying to be like the NWO. They're the cool baby faces to the crowd. And I know you weren't necessarily there for all of the NWO run, but you were there when it started to get really, really hot. And you saw how it really changed the dynamic.
I was
of
there
the
year
wrestlers.
one doing the Flair deal.
Yeah, 96. I
Yes.
mean, were you there in May when it really got kicked off? I thought you came in like October.
No, it's but
Yeah.
the time I got there, they thought, oh, is he the sixth member or the fifth member? Sixth? I was there early, but I remember getting there and kind of getting my lay of the land here. And here's what I remember. One of my first month conversations, Conrad, is, we're selling out. How do they do promotionals, on sales? Elliot Murnick. There were others, and they're like, Jeff, they sell out in one day. And I go, oh, okay. Ratings aren't just good. Houses are great. That kind of, yes. I knew firsthand the NWO was a completely new set of circumstances for national audiences.
I'm just wondering, does it? Ric Flair's been pretty adamant that the NWO killed WCW. Now, of course, later he just says it's Eric Bischoff, but he felt like at the time it neuters the baby faces. Like, how can you position the baby faces to be lame if the heels aren't truly hateable and they're cool heels? Now you sort of neuter the baby face, and it throws off the whole dynamic. Where instead of us cheering for the good guys to make the save, we're cheering when the good guys are getting their asses beat.
Yeah.
It just totally changes the dynamic, much like the Sopranos changed the way we felt about villains. I mean, in that story told from anyone else's perspective, Tony Soprano's the villain, but we sort of like him. I know you've never seen it, maybe not the best example, but you get the idea.
I do completely.
You were never, respectfully, a likable heel. You were always a shit heel. We hated you.
Yes.
To the point where a lot of people who listen to this show originally said, ain't no way I'm listening to that show. I hate that guy.
Conrad, you have no idea how many. I mean,
so I'm just saying, like, were you concerned? Because it feels like to me, you of all people would be like, hey, a cool heel ain't gonna work. You got to be a shit heel like me.
So do you think I had any issue talking to Scott Steiner about being a true heel? None.
No.
Booker, none. Kurt, none. Kevin Nash, there's no way you can recreate history. He is NWO, but you kind of look at him working with the young guys. Kevin has no problem doing a quote unquote shoot interview. If he's rifling the babyface in the right context, surrounded by a couple of other heels, well, he's a heel. Sting, I just thought, that's why I think I would have loved to have seen the main event Mafia completely play out instead of just getting turned off overnight, literally disbanded overnight, just to see where it would have gone. Because I'll go to your Flair comment. The long term of it, Rick has a point, because there were never, ever heels built on the backside. So Hulk and team could turn full-fledged babyface and fight those guys. But in the rise to prominence, to me, I always looked at it as WWF invaded WCW, right? So they were kind of the heels, and then they were cool and hip and all this, and all of a sudden now the brand. That's why, you look at the invasion angle and all the different things. Is I think kind of the long-term play could have been either to been the heel, build heels on the backside. If you're playing armchair quarterback, do that where the NWO could win and persevere, and you could have two babyface groups, all that. Instead, it just kind of floundered, and I was a part of all that floundering, that they had no payoff. It was a story that went on 3 or 4 years and never really got a payoff. Was it super successful for 2 or 3 years? Yes. But it died on the vine.